Ever wonder if an old base design still has what it takes to survive a modern blood moon? Or if standing on a hilltop is the secret to curing infections faster? Let's put both to the test. How you doing? I'm Rebel, and welcome back to 7 Days 2.0. In today's episode, I'm bringing back a fan favorite from the early alphas, thanks to Don P. Foots 625. I'm sorry if I butchered your name. He reminded me of the legendary Toothy Base. It used to be one of the best, but it's been broken for a while. We're going to rebuild it from scratch to see if it still has a place in the current version. Let's get into it. Before we jump into building a base, we need to test out to see the UnDeadRambo's theory. He was saying that the higher elevation you are, the more chance you have of finding honey in the tree stumps. So that's a pretty easy test. We're just gonna go ahead and tree stumps. Yeah, that's definitely it. All right, so we're gonna start down here. We gotta get our control first. So we're gonna put down 10 tree stumps. So right now we have no honey in our inventory. Let's see how many honey we get from this. We got bees. Get out of here, bees. All right, so from chopping down 10 tree stumps, we got 3 honey. And I was looking in the XML files to try to see if I could find anything that had anything to do with elevation and tree stumps, and I couldn't find any. But that doesn't mean that it's not in there. It means I just couldn't find it. When I dig through XML files, my eyes kind of cross a little bit, so I have a hard time seeing. So that was our first test. Let's see if we can replicate it. So 10 tree stumps. See if we get 3 honey out of it. Inventory, back to 0. No honey. More bees. Get out of here. All right, so that one we got 2 honey. So out of 20 tree stumps, we got 5 honey. Gonna do one more control test. 10 more tree stumps. 8, 9, 10. Yeah, 10 more tree stumps. Get out of here. And we only got 1 honey out of that one. So out of 30 tree stumps, we got 6 honey, which equates to, if my math is correct, 20%. So let's see if we can go up top, on top of the mountain, and it looks like the highest peak around here. Yeah, let's go up there and see if we can place 30 more tree stumps, 10 at a time, and see if we get the same amount. All right, we're gonna see if we can squeeze in 10 in here somewhere. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, they're kind of wedged in there together. Yeah, I'm cold. I get it. See how much see how much honey we get from these 10. All right, so the first lot, we got 2. I'm gonna place 10 more. All right, we got another 2 out of that one. All right, we got 10 more to test to see how the numbers average out. Wow, we got 7. So out of 30 tree stumps, we got 7 this time. So to test out the honey theory, I chopped down 30 tree stumps at ground level and got honey from 20% of them, right on par with what the XML file says is the base chance. Then I ran the same test up in the mountains, same number of stumps, and this time I got honey 23% of the time. So yeah, technically higher, but that could just be RNG doing its thing. The file still says the average should be about 20%. Bottom line is, elevation might feel lucky, but there's no hard proof it actually improves your odds. I personally think that if you did this test over and over and over 1,000 times, the average you would get would be closer to the 20% mark. However, maybe there is some coding within the XML files that I just couldn't find. But even if you get that 3% more honey from higher elevation, is 3% really worth your time searching out those stumps? Guess it's up to you. All right, now that we have that testing done and out of the way, Let's move on to the base design. This one's going to be a little bit more complicated because I've never really built a base like this. I guess we just start laying out the groundwork, right? All right, so I went through and I looked at a couple old school Toothy Base designs, and then on my phone, I drew basically a layout of a Toothy Base design that I think would work in today's version of 7 Days to Die. Don't know if that's true or not. It might fail miserably. I still haven't decided if I wanted to make a multiplayer Toothy Base or a single player Toothy Base, and this current one is multiplayer because it's 9 wide. As a solo player, you don't need a 9 wide entranceway. Probably you'd be better off with a 3 wide, but I don't think it would really look like too much of a Toothy Base if you only did it 3 wide. So I think what I'm gonna do is build the multi-person Toothy Base and see how that works out. Now, the one thing that's nice about the Toothy Bases is there is really no limit. The limit is you build it to the specifications that you need. You can make it as long as you want, as short as you want, as wide, as narrow. There really is no limit. So it just depends on how many people you're playing with. It depends on how many people you want to invite. It depends on how many zombies you want to fight at a single time. Everything is pretty much just dependent on how much fighting you want to do and how many people that are in your party. Typically, I think this base here, the one that I'm currently building, is probably good for, I would say, if I'm guessing, 3 people. I'm going to be building it with 3 people in mind. I'm playing it solo, but it's going to be specifically made for 3 people because I'm going to have 3 separate pathways for the zombies to take. And so each person would be designated to fight on that one pathway. So let me take a look at the picture for a second. Let's see, we got 2 blocks and then a pull side centered. And we're going to rotate this to be our normal rotation. And we're going to go 3 blocks long. And then the center block, which is 1 space away. So there's 1 block, 1 space. That's our center block. And then this one should be 1 space away. Yeah, so that's going to be the first entranceway that they have to cross to get to me. All right, switching back over to the regular block. Now we need to make our fighting platform. If the zombies fall right here, they're just going to get trapped in this area and beat away. So we are going to have to make a zombie pit in this area. I don't know, does that go against Toothy Base Design's plans? Because the way that they used to have it is there would just be a small divot that the zombies wouldn't want to take that allowed us to traverse it, but the zombies wouldn't take it. They would just take the pull side center. But because zombies are smarter than that now, I feel like this is the way to go. We're going to give ourselves a 3-block fighting platform, and we also are going to have to find a way to get from one area to the next area. It's all going to make a lot more sense once you actually see it completed. It's complicated to describe, but once you see it, you'll know. Because this is just going to be the first fighting platform. I'm thinking what I'm going to do is, in order for me to get from this platform to the next platform, I think I'm gonna build like a ladder down right here into the ditch that I'm going to dig, and then move over to the next fighting platform, and then another ladder up that the zombies can't get to, and that would keep them from going that way. This is so beyond my level of expertise building this. All right, so you see how they have 3 pathways to get to us? That's why I would call this a 3-person base, because I would be fighting right here, this center line, or one of the sides, doesn't matter. And then I would have a friend here and a friend here fighting. So I'd be fighting right here. And you could minimize this if you only had a single person by building essentially that big wall right where this pull side centered is, all the way down. But I think I'm good enough to fight 3 zombies at the same time. And this is definitely not going to be an AFK base. They are The zombies are definitely gonna break through some barriers. I'm definitely gonna have to fall back. Well, I think I'm gonna have to fall back. I'm like 99% sure I'm gonna have to fall back. This is more of a destruction base. This base is gonna take a beating. I'm just hoping that I'm good enough to where I can withstand that beating. Another comment that I recently got is that they kind of wish that the meta was never really found out. Every single base kind of looks similar. There's a pathway up leading to the poolside centered or some variant of the poolside centered, to the barrier or the bunker or the fighting position or whatever you want to call it. And that's pretty much every single Horde base you see, because that is what works. It's the meta of the game. If they came out with a new, I don't know, zombie type, I don't see them revamping the zombie AI in order to combat the poolside centered pathway. And I kind of agree for the most part. I'm not gonna say I don't like the way that the zombies pathway is now. I mean, it makes sense, but at the same time, I wish the zombies weren't structural engineers. I think mostly everybody would agree with that. I wish that the zombies didn't know exactly which blocks to break in order to take down your base. I wish that they had a little bit dumber zombie AI. And hey, have two different versions. Have a dumb zombie and a smart zombie. I don't think that would really stress I don't know anything about coding, but I don't think that would stress the workload of the computer that much. All right, I think it's pretty clear how this is gonna work. Zombies are gonna come up, and each one of these is gonna be a new fighting position. And all of the Toothy Base designs that I saw used bars up here. Maybe I'll do it on one of them. I'll do it on one of my fighting positions. I'll use bars. But I just found that the spikes deal with the birds just fine. They come in, they swoop in, they try to get you through the roof, and they just impale themselves on the spikes. So as long as you have spikes on your roof, I feel like spikes is kind of like the way to go. You just set them down and forget the birds even exist. Yeah, I'll do spikes on this one. Or I'll do bars on this one, is what I meant. We're gonna go with these bars. We're gonna advanced rotate them up. I gotta look up who all these people are. Somebody else told me that zombies can fit if you place a ladder on the side. They'll fit through the actual ladder. That's actually something we need to test this video. All right, let's get our Feral Arlene. Where you at, sweetheart? Right on my head? That works. How you doing, ma'am? Are you gonna try to squeeze through? Come get me. She's not squeezing. Maybe it was a specific way of positioning the ladders. I could see them being able to squeeze through if you did something like that. That little tiny pixel that it's off, right there on the edge and right there. The fact that they don't line up frustrates me. They can't hit me through the ladder. I'm standing right up on them. I don't like those pixels. I don't like how it looks, but I'm literally as close as I can get to the ladder. Oh, she just hit me when I was on the ladder. So as long as I'm not on the ladder, they're not gonna hit me? I thought that I read that if a ladder was placed on its side, I think that's what they said, they could squeeze through. Stupid regular Arlenes. They try to with the crawl. They definitely tried to squeeze through with the crawl, but nobody's squeezing through. Oh, she squeezed through. That's what they were saying. It had to be the scaffolding ladders. And if you get right next to these scaffolding ladders, they can hit you. I wasn't getting hit all the other ladders. I'm gonna start using the other ladders. Scaffolding ladder's good for cop spit. Regular ladder's good for stopping zombies being able to crawl through. Good to know. Whoever left that comment, I have to search it. It's gonna take me a while to find it because there's so many comments about ladders, using scaffolding ladders in this game, that I'm gonna have to sift through all of the comments to find it, but thank you. That is hugely beneficial. All right, back to the Toothy Base design. So the thing that's nice about the Toothy Base is that you can keep building this out further and further and further. You don't have to end it right here and call it a day. You can build this out to where I think it's like 40 blocks away from their entrance and it'll still work. But now we need to dig out all of this inside just so that we get a 15 block fall, because we can't have them falling down here and then going into destroy everything mode. All right, I think I finally got the zombie pit dug out. Goes all the way down 15 blocks from this height. And it goes down on every single one of them. So now we need to build them a way out of the zombie pit and give them both ladders and stairs. Ladders is the easy way to go. It's definitely the easy way to go, but then if you get animals trapped down in the bottom of the pit, the animals have no way to get out, and then the animals just chew through the ground, and we don't want that. We want to give them a way out too. I'm thinking right off the middle pillar, we'll just dig out stairways. It'll take a little bit, but we'll make it happen. There, the zombies finally have a pathway out of the pit that is not a ladder so that the animals can get in and out. Now, gotta build up their ladders. Here's the tough part, is finding out a good barrier that to put between us and the zombies. I'm actually thinking we were using this pole. How does that line? That lines up directly with their pathway. Do I want that? I was thinking something like this here. How you doing, buddy? Yeah, you're just gonna come right through. My base isn't designed for you yet, sir. What if we did something like that? Definitely need to build up something on the backside that makes me not fall off the edge, though. Yeah, she just jumps up and goes right through. That, we can't have that. I'll get overwhelmed instantly with that. That's not gonna work. All right, I'm just gonna let them cycle through a couple times just so that I could watch them to see how this pattern works. Making sure that they can't get through, because if they can just jump right through, then it kind of defeats the purpose. Okay, she did make it through. No, no. No, no. All right, so she did make it through, which is fine. But now, you can hit her with the club. She can also hit you. But now we need to find something that will stop her from actually being able to jump through. And I'm thinking that these poles, like a pole right there. And then up top, we could take the wedges. I think that will stop all zombies being able to just come right through. Let them have their field day. So you see what I mean by this isn't designed so you're gonna get a couple through. And this isn't an AFK base, but you see how it's designed to where I have 3 different pathways that I'm gonna have to fight zombies off from. Eventually they're gonna be able to phase through. Not trying to get you to beat down my foundations just yet. Yeah, see, one made it through. Having a party? I'm sure eventually they'll be able to squeeze through because that one zombie already did, but she got stuck in between the top bookshelf and the bottom bookshelf. But I think this is gonna work out great. She just fell all the way into the ground, didn't she? Yep, she's stuck in here. They are beating away at the sides. What's the point of you? Approach and attack, unreachable, my butt, destroy area. She's in destroy area, so that's understandable. Why are you beating away at the sides? I gotta find something that stops me from falling. That's my issue. Because if I'm sitting here fighting, I'm gonna fall. I'm worried what's gonna happen is the zombies are gonna see the ladder on the outside of the base and consider that a pathway to get to me. All right, so I'm fighting from here, blah, blah, blah. I come over, I go down, I turn, I come back up. Now I can fight from here. All right, I think I found something that works, maybe. So here's my first fighting position, and right now it's all damaged. I gotta repair this before Horde Night. The issue that I'm having isn't necessarily the actual fighting of the zombies. The issue I'm having is more along the lines of, is my transition from this fighting platform to that fighting platform. And I still don't have something that's gonna stop me from falling. So this isn't gonna stop me from falling. So if I'm fighting from here, even if I'm off to the side, if I'm off here and yeah, that works. And now we just need to finish up this barrier. I think that'll do it. It just needs to be painted and we need to send a horde in now. So fight, drop down, close the door, turn around, jump up, fight, come over to this side, drop down, close the door, turn around, jump up, this way. Come on, jump up. And then my last stand. So we got AI off, God mode on, spawn in a... Nope. I want a single Feral Arlene. Thank you. And if I come all the way back here, turn AI on, get her attention. No, she's on the outside. I might have to double up this back wall. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to double up this back wall to deter them from beating away at the sides. Yeah, I don't see that as another option. Just something we're gonna have to do. All right, if I go to the second platform, what happens here? Does she come up? She does. She comes up, but then she runs over to the side. Okay, that makes sense. And the reason that makes sense is because there's 1, 2, 3 barriers, 4, 5, 6 barriers that she has to get through to get to me through here. And there's only one barrier she has to get through to get to me there. So yeah, I think doubling up all of the entire wall, the entire outside walls, gonna have to do it. Gotta deter them any way we can. You know, as I'm building out this wall, I was sitting there thinking about it, and I don't know if the actual doubling of the wall is all that important, because I'm not gonna move on from my fighting position, from the first fighting position, until after it falls or right before it's about to fall. It might not even fall, so I might just be in that first fighting position and just back up or just fight from there the entire time. So I don't even know if any of this is necessary. But if I do fall back, if I do have to fall back to the next level of protection or the next layer of my base, there should be an open pathway for that the zombies have created by destroying the foundation, destroying the barrier. So I don't know if this is even necessary, but I got the blocks, might as well use them. And better to be safe than sorry, I guess. I don't think zombies need... They don't need paint down here, do they? They're gonna be okay without paint down in the catacombs. All right, I think I got it all painted up and repaired just from our testing zombies. And the only difference between my base, so this one here, and the ones that I were watching at between, I think it was like between Alpha 16 and Alpha 18 that I saw. A couple of them had electric fence posts going from the side to side. A couple of them had a few other traps that they were using. I'm not using any traps, and the ones that they had is instead of a giant fall, they had a ramp going back up to the start of their base. So because of destroy everything mode, we can't really do just a small little ramp to have them come back up, because they'll fall off the platform, land right here, and then just start beating away at this foundation, which I'm standing under. We can't have that. So in order to combat that, we actually have to have them fall all the way down to the very start, and then they can take a ladder back up to cycle around and go right back to the beginning. Or if they're far enough into the base, they can, I think this is the one where, yeah, this is the one that I gave them the corridor out, stairway out. So either way, animals or zombies, or zombie animals, this base will work for. Gotta be honest, I'm kind of nervous because I've never really done a base like this before. The nice thing about these style bases is you can just keep going with it. You can go barrier after barrier after barrier over and over again until you're 100% satisfied that you'll be able to survive. I'm going with 3 layers. Don't know if that's going to be enough. We're going to find out. Creative mode off, dev mode off. Let's go over our weapons. We got the spear, the club, the pistol, the 44, the shotgun, SMG, the tactical assault rifle, a nail gun, first aid bandages, first aid kits, bacon and eggs, and yucca smoothie, some concrete for repairs, some repair kits in case a weapon gets damaged, which will happen with level 3 equipment, enough ammo for an army. That's it. Set time. Day 70, 21:58. Welcome to the Toothy Horde Base in 2.0. Come on, please make it to me. Don't just beat away at the sides of the foundation, which is what it sounds like they're doing. We got one. All right, zombies smartened up a little bit. You, sir, you need to go down, buddy. Little tiny reprieve. Ma'am. Charged zombies gotta go. Lab workers gotta go. Down the pit. Ma'am. Man, these guys are quick. How you doing, Mo? I think it's time for a repair. I think we're doing all right so far. Hey, Mama, welcome. No beating away at the sides of the bases. It sounds like they're all... They found a way in. This isn't gonna work. That's what I was afraid of. And they just all went straight for that, huh? I was hoping that this was gonna work first try. The Toothy Pathway design, the Toothy Pathy, did not work as intended. All right, I double reinforced the side walls. Hopefully that's enough to deter them from just beating away at my foundation. Creative mode is off, dev mode is off. Set time, day 70, 21:58. Let's see how this works. Welcome to the Toothy Base Design 2.0, take 2. You're just beating away at the walls again. We're gonna turn this on since no zombies are coming to get me. Turn the AI off. Why are they all just beating away at the foundation there? Are they on the other side too? Just one on the other side. if they break through this foundation, I think they're just trying to beat their way to me. This design is gonna work one way or the other. Creative mode off, dev mode off. Set time again. Day 70, 21:58. The Toothy Base design in 2.0. Take 3. Did we convince them enough to not beat it? I guarantee you they're beating away down there. I can hear them. And there's none coming at me. Dev mode off, creative mode off. Set time. Day 70. 21:58. Welcome to the Toothy Base. Welcome to the Toothy Base design in 2.0. Take 4. All right, that's a much better start. I'll take that. There we go. Now we're talking. Just thickening up the walls is what did it. Hey, thanks, Tom. He just fell on his own. Down you go. Arlene. Ah! Where did you come from, sir? Phasing through my walls. Down you go. I'm over on this pillar. Come over here and get me. See how much we can convince him to come over to the other side. Arlene's kind of stuck over there. All right, I don't want him to go too far. I don't, because if I space him out too far, I'm gonna have to repair all of it. Hey, down you go, sir. You're gonna face through. So no sleeping on the job. Nice try. All right, since we got a 10-second reprieve here. Come on. Little bit of repairs. Down you go. And I would have kept going even with the last one if, like, with them breaking through the first one, with them breaking through, if it wasn't like my path to get to my next barrier. But because it was like the way that I needed to go. Sounds like they're over here. Arlene, you're getting too close to comfort. Lab worker, you're on the wrong pillar. It's working out so far. Where are we at? An hour into Horde Night? I don't know. Usually like an hour to 2 hours into Horde Night. If everybody is cycling fine an hour to 2 hours into Horde Night, you can tell if you're gonna have a rough time or an easy time. And because there's so much fighting going on in this one, I would call this one right in the middle. Some of the zombies kind of do a good job at phasing through. Other zombies just do a good job at falling. Mama, how did you survive a shotgun blast to the head? I'm really worried about like the cops, the frost claws, and the bees, all the projectile based, because they do a lot more block damage than they used to. All right. Sir? I heard a block break. And if it was the block down there, I'm in trouble. So I gotta keep an eye out on the blocks down here to make sure they're not damaging that block. Because if they damage that block, I'm bailing to the next location. Wanna come to this side now? That's fine, we can come to this side. But you zombies need to make up your mind. I'm not gonna be following you around to all these different pathways. Was it that block that broke? No, it wasn't that one. All right. I hear you. Let me help you out. I know it's miserable being a zombie. These are all mercy kills. I know you don't want to be a zombie either. Mama, you gonna fall? Thank you. Looks like we're still doing good. I hear a cop moving in, though. Cops, you are not welcome here. No warrant, no entry. Hear him out just a little bit. Man, there is no time. There's literally no time for anything in this base. You just gotta keep moving. You get a little tiny break, you need to do repairs. I hear dogs. I don't know, I didn't check this base for dogs. I didn't see how dogs would do here. It's kinda got me nervous. Bye. You're going down, buddy. Go pet that dog down there. Mama, get you, sir. Go away. Doggo, how you doing, buddy? I'm glad this is working out well for you. Gotcha. I know now the change that they made to the burnt zombies is kind of rough. If they smack you, you have a chance of catching on fire now. It didn't used to be that way. Man, so much cop spit, but these bars are doing a pretty good job of stopping it. The bookshelves. Somebody's gonna blow, somebody's gonna blow. Blow up down there. Not in my face. Stop. No. That wasn't good. I got confused in the menu. Cop blew up right in my face. I was trying to stop it. I was too slow. That is something else that they did change, though. In, I think it was like the 2.0 update. They made it so that, like, the dragging items from the toolbar to, like, I just want to click on it. They made it to where it's, like, super sensitive. So where typically you, instead of just clicking on it, it, like, tries to drag it. And when you try to drag it, it doesn't actually click on it, which doesn't let you repair it. Get a reload off. Hey, hey, hey. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. You faced through. You cheated. We're not gonna have that. While Lumberjack is over there just hanging out, not doing any damage, I'll just let him hang. He's staring at me, though. He's angry. Ooh, I see a couple blocks that are damaged over there on the other side. Sir. Yeah, that was on the far side. Far side of the pathway was damaged. Line up. Come one, come all. It is a zombie free-for-all. Come on, boogers. We're almost there. Doggo, bye-bye. Janitor, there's probably a mess down there for you to clean up, buddy. Booger, go spread your boogers somewhere else. Nobody needs you. Booger, I got something to spray at you too. Ow. Wasn't necessary. Come on, Lumberjack, I thought we were pals. $69 health. And it is morning time. This base, the Toothy Base, is successful with a lot of modifications, a lot of thickening up the walls, and I'm sure it could work better if somebody with a bigger brain than me took the time and effort into designing a pathway that the zombies do not see. You guys lost. Move on. You had your fun. It's time to give up. Well, there it is. The classy Toothy Base still holds up even on night 70. Not only did it survive, but I didn't even have to use my fallback point. It handled everything I threw at it. Honestly, I'm surprised at how well it performed considering how outdated some folks say it is. With just a few minor tweaks, it's still a viable design, even in version 2.2. You know the rest of the deal. Like, share, comment, subscribe, notification bell. I'll see you in the next episode. Peace, I'm out of here.